Can anybody find me somebody to love?
Sit up, wait. Sit up, wait. 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 Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. Wait. Wait. Good dog. We're using food to make them wait for the food, look.
And if you believe that, you'll believe anything. So you get yourself a puppy, and what is the temperament going to be like? Is it going to be a follower, or is it going to be a leader? Don't you just love them? They're all different.
Bastard.
This one's a leader, not a feeder. This is an important stage in the development of your pup. You want to humanize it, but you don't want it to take over. So if you let your dog in the garden and let it do what it likes, it will take over. And within a couple of weeks, you won't have a garden that you can be proud of. The idea is, I want these dogs to develop and learn about the new environments I put them
You're not
in.
wolfing them down, are you?
What I don't want them doing is taking over.
Little Wolverine. You're looking for mints, aren't you? A bit too hard for you? You shaking? Are you cold? You want to go back in under your heat lamp? Oh, you poor little monkeys. Have you been on the wet grass? Is it cold? Is it cold? Are you not happy? You're not that hungry, are you? I put all that bonio down there for you and you don't want it, do you? What do you think? Follow your nose. Follow your nose. So you're not too impressed with the food then? There's loads of it there. But you don't want it, do you? Oh, you've got one now. You've got another one. You're having a crunch 'em, are you? I think you'd rather play with leaves, wouldn't you? Have you had enough yet? Should I bring in a dog that will eat this? As if it's no tomorrow? You little fat piglets, aren't you? So you saw them when they were younger following me for the food. Because they get food all the time in their pen in there, in the kennel, they're not really bothered about food, look, are they? Look, I've got stung. I've got stung on my little paddy paddos. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm not happy, I'm not. I got stung on my paddy paddos.
So you've got a well-fed pup. So what do I use to motivate? I'm tapping into the gameplay. I'm tapping into the chase. I'm not suppressing the dog from the start. I'm encouraging the dog to chase. I'm encouraging the dog to play games with me. Then I put in the correction and the obedience. Dog training isn't new. It's been around for millions of years. But how we train has changed. And I think it's changed for the better in some ways. And in other ways, it's gone too far into the reward-based training only. And reward-based training only does not work. It's got certain limitations. In a sterile environment, it'll work. Where it breaks down is where the value is higher or more exciting than the food. And so the food-based training only goes so far. The problem people get on the bandwagon with is because they see it works in such an easy format to begin with and think that's the magic solution, when in fact it's not the magic solution. The magic solution is getting that bond with the dog, getting the dog to want to be with you and want to work with you, not forcing the dog or bribing the dog. And yet what am I doing here with the tennis ball? At the moment, I'm not forcing anything or bribing anything. I'm letting the little pups learn to carry it. As long as they carry it, I'm happy. I'm not overdoing come to me at this stage. This will be done in an environment with far less distractions. There's just too much going on here for these dogs at this stage. They've dropped the ball, they've moved away from it. They're not going to bring it back to me. I see so many people trying to do this in their garden and trying to do this in a situation where there's just so much going on. Well, there's two pups there. It's not going to happen. Well, there's all this sniff and all this stuff going on for the first time for these pups. It's not going to happen. It needs to happen organically, as they say. We need to do it in a sterile environment where the dog can understand the gameplay of the chase and bring it back to me. At this point, take them out in the garden, but let them just run around and explore their new environment that you're bringing them into. Don't make too much of training at this stage. It's about having fun and enjoying being with you. Just like young babies, their attention span is very little. They can't retain too much at this age. They copy, they follow, and they quickly learn, but at a slower pace than in a few weeks' time. And in a few weeks' time, you'll find that the pup will start to want to concentrate on you. But at this stage, especially when I've got two of them, they're playing with each other more than with me. And I'm just showing you the difference between one-to-one training with you and your puppy and spending time, or just letting them develop and grow up. And I like them to develop and grow up. You just can't leave them in a kennel, because dogs don't train themselves in a kennel. But this is just building a foundation. This is gameplay with each other, gameplay with me, having fun to be with me. I'm not worried about calling them, nagging them, because when they're not listening to me and they're not doing it, I'm creating a problem. And I see so many people doing this with young pups. They're creating a problem by nagging the dog and then getting frustrated when the dog's not doing it right and asking question after question, why can't my dog do it when everybody else's dog's doing it on the videos? Do it for short periods of time, 5 minutes. Don't overdo it. If you overdo it, all you do is bore the dog silly and the dog will just look for other things that's more important. This gameplay is so important with these little pups at this stage. People don't realize the importance of the gameplay, but you can't let the pup take over. There's another side to this story. If you allow this pup to have so much attention and you pay non-stop attention to this dog isn't going to be able to switch off. So then you're going to have a dog with problems of a different sort. You're going to have a dog that wants attention all the time, can't be left alone. All these things is what we're seeing in the pet world because people are not letting these dogs have time out and learn that everything in life is not theirs. They believe that everything is done for them and you are there to serve them. And they're clever. They soon work that out. What these dogs need, they need that attention from you, but in short bursts. And then they need to be able to go back in the kennel or back in the cage or wherever you're going to keep them and switch off and learn to switch off. And they'll cry. They'll say, no, I want to be out. I enjoyed that. Let me do more of it. But your job is to bring them up in the right way. And unfortunately, there's so many people on the internet giving out advice and false advice that people are struggling with these dogs because they're saying everything can be done with love and affection. These dogs are not focused on me because I haven't tapped into that at the moment. But watch what happens over the next few weeks of how this dog, this young pup that I'm keeping, starts to look at me as it wants to follow me. It looks to me as a leader. And that's the important thing. You have to be a leader. You don't need to be dominant. You don't need to be an alpha dog, but you need to be a leader. When the dog goes wrong, pick it up, put it in a situation to put it right. Don't get angry with it. Don't get stroppy with it. But let it be a pup. Let it develop. Let it want to be with you for the right reasons. The dog goes up on the plant here, I shout no, and the dog gets down. Why? Because I changed my tone of my voice. I'm teaching ground rules even at this stage, but I'm not punishing. I'm disciplining because I'm using my tone of my voice. The dogs are learning even at this stage that when you touch something that I don't want you to touch, you're going to hear a change in my voice. And that's so important at this stage. But what I don't want the dog doing is fearing me. I don't want the dog fearing me in any way. So you could see that the pups weren't that bothered about the food. They ate it, but they didn't eat too much of it. They're not mad for it because I've not bribed them. It's not high value treat. If it was mincemeat, it's high value. That's what I'm going to use in a minute, a high value treat. It just shows the difference in the values of using food when you use different treats. Some people like sausage, some people like chicken, some people like liver. Some people do mince like I do. I use mincemeat and I just roll it up and give them the mincemeat when I want to tap into that. There's nothing wrong with food-based training to a certain extent, but it's like everything. If you overuse it, it creates a problem. So what's happened is I put the mother in there with them, look, and I've put Wiz in there. See how the mother and Wiz aren't really eating the food. They're having a little bit, but they're not taking lots of it. Why? Because the pups are in there and they think it's the puppy's food. So they're more interested in coming out with me, look, than eating the food. So what I actually do is I actually take the puppies away and put them away now because I want those two to finish off that food because I don't want any food lying around because you get rats all over the place if you've got food anywhere. So Wiz is having a couple of them biscuits, look, but he's looking at me and she's looking at me. They're not really motivated for that food until I take the pups out. When I take the pups out, they literally love it.